Top 5 Amazing Women of the Crusades. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Insane Worlds. 5. Ida of Austria. Ida of Formbach-Radelenburg was renowned as one of the great beauties of her day and the daughter of one of the most powerful families in the Holy Roman Empire. She married Leopold II, Margrave of Austria, but it was after his death that she set out to join a crusade to make a pilgrimage to the Holy Land in 1101. While the army was marching through Anatolia, near the city of Heraclea, a Turkish force ambushed them. The Crusaders panicked. Some of the important men and their guards cut their way out and reached safety. Ida, however, never reappeared. Rumors and legends swirled about what had happened to Ida. One chronicler said that she had been killed in the ambush. Another claimed that she had been carried off by the enemy and ended up in a harem. Later, almost certainly incorrect, accounts claimed that the Muslim hero Imad el-Din Zengi was Ida's son from her time in the harem. 4. Margaret of Beverley. Margaret of Beverley seemed to have been born to be a crusader. Indeed, she claimed to have been born while her parents were on the way to the Holy Land on a pilgrimage. She returned to England, but the itch to return to Jerusalem could not be ignored. She returned and was present in Jerusalem in 1187 when Saladin laid siege to the city. In the account of her actions, which has come down to us, Margaret described taking part in the fighting. During this siege, which lasted 15 days, I carried out all, she said, of the functions of a soldier that I could. I wore a breastplate like a man, I came and went on the ramparts, with a cauldron on my head for a helmet. Though a woman, I seemed a warrior, I threw the weapon, though filled with fear, I learned to conceal my weakness. It was hot, Margaret went on to say, and the fighters could have no rest. I was giving the soldiers at the wall water to drink, when a stone, like a millwheel, fell near me. I was hit by one of its fragments, my blood ran. But my wound quickly healed, because someone immediately brought medicine, though the scar remains. When a treaty was signed, Margaret had to pay a ransom to be released. 3. Melisende, Queen of Jerusalem. The First Crusade was one of the more successful of the Crusades in that the invaders managed to capture Jerusalem in 1099. The Crusaders elected Baldwin I as the new king of Jerusalem. When he died without an heir in 1118, Baldwin, Count of Edessa, was elected to the throne. Baldwin II had no sons but did have 3 daughters. Despite being urged to put aside his wife and marry again in hopes of producing a son, Baldwin refused. This led to his daughter Melisende being named heir of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Melisende was considered highly intelligent and was respected by her father's council. While still a princess, coins were produced with her head on them. When Baldwin died in 1131, the kingdom passed to Melisende and her husband, Fulk. Fulk did not like that he ruled through the authority of his wife and tried to remove power from Melisende, but she was too tenacious to let that happen. With the backing of the council, it was Fulk who was sidelined and Melisende who held the reins. After Fulk died, his and Melisende's son Baldwin was proclaimed Baldwin III, but he reigned alongside his mother. 2. Zumurrud Khatun. Around the same time that Melisende was ruling in Jerusalem, the true ruler of Damascus was Zumurrud Khatun. Zumurrud was the wife of the king of Damascus and mother to Shams al-Mulk Ismail, who seized the throne after his father's death. The problem was that Ismail was greedy, cruel, and a poor leader. Someone had to step up, and it was to Zumurrud that the leaders of Damascus turned. Zumurrud arranged the assassination of her own son. She ordered Ismail's slaves to kill him while he was bathing. Then she had his body dragged through the streets to show the people that his reign of terror was over. Then it was a simple matter to place another of her sons on the throne. 1. Isabella I of Jerusalem. There were a surprising number of ruling women in the European kingdoms of the Holy Lands during the Crusades. This was because the menfolk of the noble families had a tendency to die violently on the field of battle, and their daughters or sisters had to take up the throne. Because women could suddenly become very powerful, the question of who they married, who would also become powerful, was important. Isabella I of Jerusalem shows how the game of marriages was played. As the half-sister to Baldwin IV, nephew of Baldwin III from above, the leper king of Jerusalem, he was responsible for arranging her marriages. She married 4 times, and all of them would come to bad ends as people jostled for the throne. Her first husband, Humphrey of Turin, was thought to be unsuitable as king of Jerusalem, so she was forced to leave him to marry the more martial Conrad of Montferrat. Conrad was then killed by members of the Order of Assassins. Next, Isabella married Henry, Count of Champagne. But he died from his injuries after he fell out of a window, and a dwarf, possibly a servant trying to save Henry from falling, landed on top of him. Isabella's 4th husband, Amory of Cyprus, died from eating some bad fish. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.